It's Carlos Gomez by way of Guadalajara, a veteran of some 50 professional fights, 25 wins, and 17 by knockout.
You know, it's funny how Peña got a start in boxing. I mean, even though his father was a former professional boxer, he got high on the Rocky movies. Started watching Rocky 1, Rocky 2, by Rocky number 3, he was fighting.
There's, you see Carlos Gomez coming in at 32 years of age. The big thing I guess we might want to talk about Carlos Gomez is the fact that he actually started boxing professionally when he was 12 years of age, which you can do that when you're in Mexico. But interesting, he had some very long layoffs, Pedro. He fought for 9 years from 1977 through 1985, and then he laid off for 9, then he fought for 2.5 more years, and actually he has not fought since July 29th, 1995. So coming out of a brief retirement, but still only 32 and tons of rounds.
You know,
right?
Carlos better be ready tonight, Huey, because I'm telling you, Pedro Peña comes to fight. This will not be one of these dancing.
Here is the man in purple,
affairs.
Pedro Peña, coming in 9-0, 19 years of age, already 9 professional fights, and he fought 7 times in 1997. His handlers say they'll fight him maybe about 5 or 6 here in 1998 as he tries to build up experience and a record. Gomez and Peña getting things started tonight from the Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California. There's the veteran Carlos Gomez, 32 years of age.
Carlos Gomez, 25-19 with 4 draws and 17 KOs out of Guadalajara, New Mexico. Obviously, Pedro Peña, the hometown guy, 9-0, 6 KOs.
Super flyweight, you were saying that Gomez has fought as low as 110 pounds, but as seldom as people are saying that never more than over 100, 122 pounds. So he's not a gentleman that really has to watch his weight that badly. Peña, just a young guy, figures to fight at this weight class and then move up 2 or 3 as he proceeds to build up his arsenal and record.
We know Pedro.
De Coachella, California, buenas noches, damas y caballeros, y bienvenidos al Fantasy Springs Casino. Cedric Kushner Promotions, Fantasy Springs Casino y Mouthpiece Productions presentan Cedric Kushner World Championship Boxing. La pelea próxima es Peso Super Mosca, 8 asaltos. El referí, Dr. James Jenkin. En la esquina azul, con pantalón blanco, con 48 peleas profesionales, con 25 victorias, 19 perdidas, 4 empates, 17 de sus victorias por knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring, super flyweights, 6 rounds. In the blue corner, with a professional record of 25 wins, 19 losses, 4 draws, 17 of his wins by knockout, pesando 117 libras at 117 pounds, de Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, fighting out of Norwalk, California, Carlos Gómez. En la esquina roja, con pantalón morado, invicto en 9 peleas profesionales, con 6 de sus victorias por knockout. In the red corner, he's undefeated in 9 professional bouts, 6 of his wins by knockout, 6-time national amateur champion, pesando 115 libras at 115 pounds, del este de Los Ángeles, fighting out of the LA Boxing Club, Los Ángeles, dangerous, Pedro Peña. 8 asaltos, 8 rounds. It is an 8-round bout.
Explain to him. Translate. Obey my commands at all times.
Dice que diga, haz que todo, dice todo el tiempo, ¿eh?
Good luck. Let's go, gentlemen.
Buena suerte.
Scheduled 8 rounders, 115 pounders. Pedro Peña, Carlos Gómez. James Jen King is your referee, and we come to you tonight from the Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California. Round 1 scheduled for 8. 32-year-old Carlos Gómez, 19-year-old Pedro Peña in the purple trunks with the silver trim.
We should mention that ring announcer Danny Valdivia is making a lot of the announcements tonight in Spanish because this is being telecast in South America on HBO.
And you're putting some pressure on early as Gómez, a veteran of 316 professional rounds, has been deep many times, fought 48 professional fights past the round of 10. So he's a gentleman who's been around a long time and will give this undefeated flyweight good testing.
You know, when I look at Carlos Gómez, I see some flaws in his style. He holds his chin up too high, his elbows are not held. He looks his body.
He looks stiff too.
Very stiff, very tight. One punch at a time by both fighters. Peña trying to put them together. Peña in the purple.
No more kidney punches, no more.
Storied amateur career for Los Angeles. Highly touted.
I think he switched gears here. He told me he was going to come out like a fire truck. Right on him. Seems to be picking his shots here. A little low blow by Gómez there.
Gómez put together very solidly, as you can see, for a 115-pounder.
You know, Peña not getting the leverage on his blows here like he should. He's not extending his arms fully and getting all the shoulder in each punch.
Lands that hook up there. Gómez is some kind of weird, he kind of ducks his head inside on that one, and, almost like what nose to the chest.
Yeah.
Without throwing any punches.
The Gómez comes a fight, throwing that left hook down under.
And you're trying to dig that hook into the rib cage of Gómez. Gómez looks like he's getting a little looser right now, getting maybe a little more into the flow. Good combination by Peña, though. Now a left hook rocks the veteran. Peña putting on the pressure.
Let's see Peña throw some body blows here. Yeah, we can know he can knock people out with head shots, but he's got to mix it up. Got to go up and down.
Inside 20 seconds, round number 1, very good. Last 30 seconds for the 19-year-old Pedro Peña. Had Gómez back on the heels, and it hasn't really gotten off the ropes. Nice round for Pedro Peña.
Very good. Very good. Take deep breath. Breathe. How you feel? All right, this guy has very slow, stiff legs. He's old. There's no sense for you to get in the slug match too early. When he backs up and he's hurt, go to that body, move your head, body, don't stand straight, okay? That's the only thing he has. You get a lucky shot. That's the only way you can get anything on his hand, right?
Action from round number 1 as you see Peña on the attack. Nice right, followed out with a nice uppercut left. And I actually thought that Gomez was a lot more hurt than people might have thought at that time. His eyes are definitely hurt.
I can't understand. Pedro Peña didn't throw one body shot in that round. Gomez did the body work.
Round number 2 is scheduled for 8. Got the flyweights. Pedro Peña, Carlos Gomez. Peña in the purple, Gomez in the white with the red trim. First round, good round for the 19-year-old by Los Angeles, Pedro Peña, especially with a good combination with about 45 seconds to go in round number 1. Came on and did some nice damage, and at least from our vantage point, won that first round.
But he's not showing me the arsenal I know he has. I'm talking about Pedro Peña. He has an incredible body attack. He hasn't thrown one body shot yet.
There Gomez getting off some nice hooks inside. I think you got to watch about a 19-year-old versus a 32-year-old is just the physical strength of the difference. And as you can see, the build on both of them. Gomez certainly built more solidly, and as a 32-year-old would be just more mature from a muscular standpoint. So Peña has to keep that in mind. He's still developing.
Nice move and pivot there by Peña. Pivoted to one side through a right-hand lead.
Nice quick right hand over the top by Peña there. Didn't do a lot of damage, but certainly showed his quickness. Those fighters mixing it up pretty well there at center ring. Looks like Gomez is ready for that left hook any time. What do you think, Pedro?
Well, they're both hooking away here. Who's ever got the better hook is probably going to win this fight. A battle of hookers. We're in the second round, scheduled for 8.
Gomez has some ring rust to get off. He's been off now some almost 2.5 years, as we said at the top. Last fought July 29th, 1995, so about almost 31 months since his last fight.
Interesting side note to that, Huey, he works as a professional sparring partner, so he has been in the gym.
Stop boxing, break clean.
Lost his last bout for the IBO title at 115 pounds to Angel Almina. Was fought in Illinois.
Stop boxing, break clean, no kidney punches.
Coming up tonight, we got a WBU 122-pound title fight. I'm telling you, I'm really excited about this fight, Huey.
Navarro and Bentz coming here by way of the Fantasy Springs Casino. A little clashing of heads there. Looks there's somebody's bleeding. I think it might be Peña. They clashed heads there. James Jen King.
A lot of blood.
A lot of blood. I just don't know who's it from. Is it from Peña?
Looks like it's coming out of the forehead.
Forehead. Well, that might have, they really clashed heads.
You know, forehead cuts bleed a lot, but they're not really that serious.
Big left hook by Peña. Wow. That's the end of round number 2.
The other one's cut, not him.
No está cortado, no está cortado, es tuyo, güey.
Carlos, muévate, muévate, no te quedes ahí. Ya está cortado. Okay? Got his hands down with the body shot. You understand? Just spit it down. Don't worry about this.
Action round number 2. This is where the head butt.
Clash of
Boy,
heads.
that was a toughie. And then the blood that was in the forehead for Peña, he started bleeding profusely. As you can see, the blood immediately coming out of the chest of Gomez. And then later in the round, Peña turned up the heat and landed that big left hook right before the end of round number 2. Big round for the 19-year-old.
The cut is in the hairline. It's actually above the forehead and in the hair.
Rarely clash heads. Round number 3 scheduled for 8. Flyweights, Gomez and Peña. Big round for the 19-year-old there in round number 2.
10-8 round.
10-8 round after probably a 10-9 in the first round. So seems to be ahead on the scorecards. Quick left hand toward the end of round number 2 did the damage. Gomez got up quickly and did not seem to be very damaged by that, but he's a veteran, as we said, been around a long time.
He still hasn't loosened up, though. You look at him, he's stiff as a board.
Well, you can tell by his arm, just like he's ready to go. Been fighting professionally since 1977. Pedro Peña born in 1978.
Man.
Peña loving that hook in there. Doubling up on that left hook.
That hook's his punch, but I think he's going too much for a hook head.
Yeah, he hasn't hit the body at all. I mean, he's had a couple body attacks, and other than that, there hasn't been very much.
And the way that Gomez was holding his arms up so high and his elbows away from his body, he'd be primed for body shots.
Peña being satisfied and some combinations and then moving back out. Gomez showing a little more better head movement here in round number 3. Let that chin out in round number 2 and then up on his back.
Yeah.
Gomez is kind of like a really wide-eyed look when he's in there. Like he's like the first fight or something.
Like he's scared.
I know it is. I mean, it's just his look. I haven't seen him fight before, so. Peña trying to keep Gomez in the corner, do some damage with it. Gomez spins out.
Let him go, let him go, let him go, let him go.
Inside a minute of round number 3. Thus far less eventful than the first 2 rounds. Hook getting in again by Peña.
He's relying on that hook just way too much here.
Another hook.
But you know, Huey, when Pedro turns into those hooks, he's not turning his body. They're basically arm punches. His hips aren't.
They're very straight right hand. That rocked Gomez inside 30, round number 3. Gomez, as we said, a professional sparring partner, hasn't fought at least inside for real since 1995.
He looks wonderfully fit from a physical.
I don't think you go in and spar like he does unless you're in some kind of shape. You get your face beaten about every day.
Hold it, hold it, hold it.
Cut coming open again over the forehead of Peña.
All right, Gracie, good job. Deja la mano. Estás bajándole esta, por eso te está pegando. Dame lento, dame lento. Dame lento. Izquierda. Respira.
We're going to take you back to round number 2 as we have that left hook knockdown by Pedro Peña. This is right at the end of the round. There it is, right on the button and down one. Gomez almost did like a backflip on that one, Pedro.
But when you throw that right hand, you've got to bring that right hand back to protect against that left hook.
The only damage that Peña's had to worry about per se has been the cut above his forehead and his hairline. Round 4 scheduled for 8. Gomez and Peña from the Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California. QLA ringside along with Pedro Fernandez, 19-year-old Pedro Peña in the purple, and veteran Carlos Gomez in the white with the blood. And the blood is not his, it's actually his opponent's. He's a cut over the forehead. Pedro Peña in the second round.
Do you think that cut has made Peña a little bit apprehensive here?
It could. It might be like the first serious cut of his career. And when that happens, you'd like to see what guys are made of. Still looks like he's got tremendous concentration, but he is not sitting down on his punches very well.
A lot of arm shots.
Yeah. He's got the quickness, and he certainly has some nice technique, but he's not getting the hips and any really power shots, and he's certainly landed some enough punches on Gomez to probably do a little more damage than he has. You know, this is certainly a step up in competition, too. I mean, you know, you get in with a guy you see he's got 50 professional fights, you've got 9. You're a little more conservative. You're not as confident as you were against that 2 and 4 fighter. You fought maybe 2 or 4 fights ago.
Well, the idea here is to win, but it's to learn also.
And I think he's certainly learning quite well. Gomez is kind of warming up to the task here, Pedro.
He keeps dropping that right hand, keeps getting caught with that hook there.
Getting some shots at himself, though.
He's brave.
Yeah. One of the body is Peña. This veteran Gomez trying to time up there in the neutral corner. What do the Peña people think that at age 19, you're looking at he could probably go up to 122, 126 in a couple of years?
Yeah, we're looking to keep him at 118. Somewhere around there. Probably below 120, it's going to be 115 to 118. And then if he fills out as a real bantamweight, they'll move him up to 122. But he's got a long, long future ahead of him.
Inside a minute to go in round number 4, a fight pretty much dominated thus far by the 19-year-old by way of Los Angeles. Some good combinations. Some shots getting kind of close to below the belt there. A couple of these shots coming in by both fighters.
Neither fighter is really wearing their trunks at the belly button where it should be, so a lot of these blows below really aren't.
Stop boxing, break clean, break clean.
Love and that left hook.
Stop boxing.
Took about the second one. On the break, he took a little shot there. And the blood continues to trickle from the hairline. It's like a catch your breath round. The face of Carlos Gomez taking more of a beating than you think.
Pate para atrás, Agárrame aire, Carlos, muévete a los lados, usa el jab por lado, no te quedes enfrente de él. No te quedes enfrente, Carlos. ¿Ok? ¿Cómo te sientes? Cabecea más y más. Tira el overhand, el gancho, no se lo quitas por lado, entra del lado a lado. No te quedes enfrente, no entres enfrente de tu.
Action in round number 4. Gomez looking in and Peña on the attack, Pedro.
Good combination here. Left hook again. Pedro Peña finishing with that left hook. Good fighters finish with the near hand. Be it the jab or the hook. Take it back. The great fighters finish with the near hand.
Round number 5, we're heading into the back 9 on this one as Carlos Gomez, after having not fought professionally, at least on his record, for the past 31 months layoff. And Pedro Peña fought 7 times in 1997 alone after making his pro debut late November of 1996. 6 knockouts in his 9 wins, so he does possess some nice power. But for the most part, tonight he's been pretty much satisfied with the 1 knockdown in the 2nd round, and just to
He's starting to find the right distance here. Pedro Peña's starting to measure his man, starting to find the right distance.
The right eye of Gomez is a lot more seriously puffy than I thought it was. He's got about maybe 50% vision out of time right now.
Starting to look like Hamburger from that left hook. You know what Gomez hasn't figured out is that Peña's right hand sets up the left hook.
Yeah, like he said, he's been there almost the entire time. Trying to get that straight right in right now is Peña. Some good action.
Stop boxing, break clean. Let him go.
Peña looked back at this fight and said he didn't throw enough body shots.
little more speed, man. A little more quickness.
Midway through round number 5. Pedro Peña still pretty much in charge here, although Gomez is putting on a
Work that body, Peña.
good
Work that
effort.
body.
He just hasn't landed any definitive punches. There's a double hook by Peña. Getting Gomez to think again. Did a pretty good job on the cut of Peña in his hairline.
You know, cuts up there in the hairline are pretty easy to stop because you just about dunk anything on them. Whole lot of Vaseline, whole lot of adrenaline.
Good combination by Peña. Right on the chin, both shots.
That's what you call a picture-perfect right-hand lead.
A little more work, Peña. A little more work. A little more work.
So Gomez coming in 25 and 19. He has lost a number of fights by knockout. It looks like Peña's on the attack. He's got 40 seconds here in round number 5 to close shop.
Step up those ropes.
Peña punching with both feet together in the back of the ring is not a very good position. Wants to get those feet angled. Get that L stance so there's some power and leverage on his blows.
Goes to the body a couple times here, tries to bring to his hands down. Gomez, a veteran, as we said, over 50 professional fights. He's going to tie up the 19-year-old.
Keep working, Peña. He's yours. He's there.
Inside 10, round number 5. See the gas tank get pretty low for the veteran.
Carlos, no te quedes enfrente de él, te estás quedando enfrente.
Round number 5, Gomez and Peña. Quick straight right hand. Came in again, another right hand. And as we saw before we went to that replay, late round number 5.
See, again, that left hook landed cleanly, but it was an arm punch. He had no body, no hips into it.
And as we saw in between rounds, Gomez does have a slight cut on his right eyelid.
Got to knock the Gomez cornerman, though. They're worried about that cut when it sees swelling. I'd be more concerned with his eye starting to swell shut. They had no end swell in the corner.
Round number 6.
No mystery as to the scorecard here.
Peña would be real surprised if he didn't have everybody's scorecard. And Gomez, toward the end of round number 5, from ringside seat here, definitely was sucking some major air.
Officially, I've got this side 50 to 44, giving Peña a 2-point round in the second round for that knockdown.
Quick right hand, just grazing the face of Pedro Peña. I mean, Gomez, check that.
Peña can see that Gomez is hanging his chin out there. He's looking to find that uppercut, but he can't get it home.
Peña has never been deeper than 6 rounds, and this is as far as this gentleman's gone, so we'll have to see.
Good experience for him.
Stop boxing, break, please.
Gomez has been this distance over 20
A
times.
zillion times.
Yeah, a lot of rounds. Quick right hand, looked like the legs are getting a little wobbly for Gomez.
Same one down, Peña. Same one down.
Much to Pedro Peña's credit, he has kind of stated his game plan. I mean, he looks like he wants to end this fight, but he's kept his composure and his game plan and just continued to pepper the veteran.
But you know, Huey, he really hasn't got the distance down. He's either been too close or too far away. He hasn't been able to get that perfect range down where he can land that right hand with real authority and come back with the left hook.
Well, you got to give the veteran some credit on that, too.
Oh, no question about it.
Because he's been crowded. As you said, every fight is a learning experience for the 19-year-old.
Let him go. Let him go.
What was that?
I don't know, it's like there's going to be some sort of Tai Chi move or something. 1 minute to go on round number 6. Center ring, Pedro Peña, Carlos Gomez.
People wonder why Pedro Peña's got the name Garcia on the back of the trunks. That is his father's name. Roberto Garcia was the #2 ranked lightweight in the 70s.
Looks like Gomez's legs might be checking out on this one.
A couple good hooks there that did some damage.
A little low there for Peña.
Keep working, Peña. It's tuyo.
Peña's throwing a lot of punches here in round number 6.
Gomez in a defensive mode at this point of the fight.
I think we might call it survival. Peña just keeps on coming forward. I mean, Gomez has thrown maybe a half dozen punches the last
You know, Gomez is ducking so much. I think he's a sucker for that right uppercut now.
He ducked right into it. Inside 20 seconds to go in round number 6. Another very dominant round for Pedro Peña.
He's on him like a cheap suit.
That right eye is starting to bleed again for Gomez.
Estás afuera, te está pegando mucho.
Action round number 6.
Watch this hook. Boom!
Boy, that right eye is just taking a beating this fight, Pedro.
A couple more punches there by Peña. He could have put, I think, Gomez down.
Ringside position is checking out Gomez very closely.
Dr. Paul Wallace.
Yeah, he's over there, and referee James Jenkin is, I think he might have said like one more round. That's kind of like the impression I got.
I got the same impression.
So get it done now, Carlos, or
Hasta la vista.
we're at your 20th professional loss. Hope he fights with a little more urgency. Yeah.
I want to mention two of my friends in the hospital this week, Mrs. Larry Merchant of HBO fame, and the sheriff, Marty Denkin, the referee of Southern California Triple Bypass. Wish him the best of luck in his recovery.
Peña left hook again, sending. We got some promotional piece causing some problems. Peña on the attack, and really Gomez has just not thrown enough punches here to warrant to stay in this fight.
I believe he's thrown 2 punches in this round.
We have a minute in.
Pedro Peña is going to look back at this learning experience and say, hey, I clouded myself on occasion. I was too far away on occasion. This is what it's all about. Learning your trade.
Spacing, distance.
Nice, right under the elbow.
Dug that in very nicely. It is target practice for Pedro Peña. James King looking very closely right now, Carlos Gomez. Very, very closely.
Dr. James Jenkin is an ND in the elevator.
He's watching Gomez very, very closely.
Looked like he was ready to make a move right then and there.
Yeah, I think we might be seeing the last round.
Minute go in the 7th.
Dig into the body is Pedro Peña. Nice hooks. Breaks him up. And the cut over the right eyelid of Carlos Gomez is causing some problems too. First time Pedro Peña has been to the 7th round in his short career. He won it on 6-1, so new territory for him. Looking pretty sharp and fresh. I think that Dr. James might be inclined to tell Mr. Gomez to pick up his check in the back room. Exactly. He has not thrown anything in this 7th round. That was about his 3rd punch. That's not worth as much fire as Gomez showed the entire time. A couple of shots late, and got Gomez's dander up. Jenkin is going to let it go, I guess. It appeared.
fighters props.
You see the cut on the right eyelid of Carlos Gomez happen about the 5th round, but he's really caused Peña very little, if any problems. A 2nd round knockdown by Peña. Action from round 7, Pedro.
Watch his left hand coming. Boom, shovel punch, uppercut.
Followed up nicely. A couple short lefts inside.
Left hand happy there. Too many lefts.
Eighth and final round, Pedro Peña and Carlos Gomez. On our scorecard here, unofficial we might add, Pedro Peña is pretty much had won every round.
Well, I'd like to see a judge that gave Mr. Gomez any of those prior 2nd rounds.
It is boxing and anything goes. Oh. Pedro keeping up the pressure is Peña, and Gomez not sure if he has any hope. He's got to be a knockout.
Listen, Pedro Peña, I know this is a learning experience for him. He's a sophomore as a fighter, but right now he needs to step on the gas. He's got a fighter in front of him that isn't throwing punches back, a fighter that's looking to get taken out of there. This is the time to go after him.
Decent right hand by Gomez, maybe his best punch in the last 4 rounds, but didn't even phase Peña.
I think in the 1st round he came out to win. I think after he ate some of those left hooks, he said, you know what, maybe it's better off going 8 rounds here.
Yeah, and there's also the line of thought that once you get in that sparring partner mentality, it's you know, it's something that is hard to shake when you get in a real fight.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, he's doing just enough to lose.
Yeah.
You got to throw punches in order to score some points here. He hasn't thrown any punches the last couple rounds.
Big combination by Peña, and Gomez just looking to hold on. Inside a minute and a half in round number 8, the 8th and final round. Peña would love to have a knockout to his record here. I'll see if he can go again. Whoa, he almost lost his balance. Some good action here in round number 8 is Peña wants that knockout. He wants to put that KO on his record. Gomez has just been what he is, a sparring partner. That's all he's been.
Pedro Peña going to have to turn his punches over better though to succeed in the pro game. He has to throw more than arm punches. See, those are all round shots.
Let him go, let him go.
And that's great for the Olympic style of boxing,
Yeah,
not
good
pro.
points. Inside 30, round number 8, Gomez will make it through 24 minutes with the 19-year-old.
He looks like he had
Yeah, but this might send him back into a 9-year retirement. It is just target practice right now for Pedro Peña. Gomez just holding on for the last 10 seconds. And to his credit, he did last the 8 rounds with it, but he didn't show much after the 3rd or 4th round. That one is over, and it will be an easy scorecard to add up for the judges, at least from our vantage point. Pedro's got Peña winning every round, easy.
Round.
And I'm not going to debate that. From our seat here ringside, it looked like Peña had absolutely no trouble whatsoever.
Well, a lot of things. He didn't panic when he got cut.
Right.
Talking about Pedro Peña. So let's talk about the good things he did tonight. He threw some nice punches.
Action from round number 8, Pedro.
Watch, Peña's got him up against the ropes here. Here's Peña throwing those looping right hands there. Nothing's really catching. It's a lot of punches being thrown. That was probably Gomez's best right hand in a long time there.
In 9 years. No, just kidding.
But see how Peña went to launch it, left hook Huey, and the head wasn't there. He was in the wrong position.
I think Peña just might just need the old physical maturation just to grow a little bigger, get a little stronger. I mean, you know, he's just a slight built 19-year-old kid. Not saying he has to be a muscle man.
Let's put him on the Nautilus.
There you go. Danny Del Vidia has the announcement.
Revisando la puntuación de los jueces, I will read the scorecards. Judge Vince Delgado vio la pelea 80-70, 80-70. Judge Guinadere vio la pelea 79-72, 79-72. Judge Marshall Walker vio la pelea 80-71, 80-71. Todos en favor del vencedor por decisión unánime, Dangerous Pedro Peña. The winner by unanimous decision, Dangerous Pedro Peña. And how about a nice round of applause for Carlos Gomez?
Gomez, a good 8-round workout for the 19-year-old from Los Angeles, Pedro Peña. We'll be hearing a lot more about him in the flyweight division. Junior flyweight,